Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Sorry that I've been pretty absent for the last month. I've been doing a lot of stuff with my band Tundra. We just did a show and put out a new music video, so make sure to check us out so you can see that. There will be links to all my band stuff in the description of this video. As I'm getting back into making videos, I want to do a little bit more guitar-oriented stuff, at least for these next few videos while I'm back. I recently decided that I was going to buy a new acoustic guitar, and so in this video, I am going to compare and contrast the acoustic that I've had for the last 8 years to the acoustic that I just got today. So this here is the Ibanez, I believe it's the, what the heck is it called? The AEG 240. I hate Ibanez guitar names. They are all awful. And honest to God, this has been a pretty decent guitar. I don't know a whole lot of the specs on it. I'm not particularly one to care too much about like what kind of wood is it made out of, all that kind of stuff. I'm not super big into that. I'm more concerned about, how does it feel? How does it sound? Not so much about all the fancy specs. What I can tell you about this is they don't make it anymore. But it was like $400, maybe $450 brand new. And honestly, it's been okay. I did recently get it tuned up a bit because I'm selling it off to a friend. I wanted it to be in the best condition it could be, going to my friend. And now it plays better than it has in the last couple years at least. When I got it, what I really liked about it, one, at the time, I was an edgy teenager, so I loved Ibanez. I had an Ibanez bass, I had an Ibanez RG electric guitar, so I was just a sucker for Ibanez. But also, I'm a small person, and so a small guitar is nice. Like, I can get my arm around it real nice and easy. The neck, now I think the neck is actually too thin. And the body is excruciatingly thin, which isn't inherently bad because a lot of the time when I'm using it as just like a texture piece in a mix, so it's not like uber important, so it just kind of punches through the mix pretty well, but it doesn't have a lot of weight to it. Especially in just like I'm just hanging out, playing, it just doesn't sound super great. But that's just a little bit of background on it. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of a shootout on it so you can hear how it sounds. And I'm going to do the exact same thing with the new acoustic as well. So what I have here, both of these guitars are acoustic electrics. So I have the 1/4 inch as well. Both of them have Seymour Duncan pickups inside, though I don't know what kind they are. Here we have the classic Shure SM57 dynamic microphone, and then here we have an MXL, I believe it's a 990, I think is what it's called, which is a condenser microphone. A couple reasons I'm doing this extreme. One, most importantly, just to really capture how they both really do sound, but then also over the course of a little bit this year, and especially next year, I'm getting back into doing my solo music. So lets me test out what recording method I might want to use with my new acoustic. So make sure you are following me both by subscribing to me on this channel, but also hitting up my social medias, which you can find links to those in the description of this video as well. I should also mention I am going to play the exact same thing and do gain structuring between the two guitars, so hopefully this is as close to an A-B comparison as we can get. So without further ado, I'm just going to play a quick little 4-chord progression so you can get an idea on how this actually sounds. So yeah, that's kind of how this sounds, and the reason I chose that progression specifically is because it had a couple bar chords in it, and I really wanted to illustrate how bar chords are on this guitar. Like I said when I first got it, small person, small guitar, right? Well, the neck's honestly just a little bit too thin, and it's not uber comfortable. Also, this thing just doesn't stay in tune that well. I tuned it right before I started recording this video, and it's already like a little out of tune. That was not even 10 minutes ago. Let's go ahead and crack open the new guitar. Alrighty, isn't this just beautiful? If you can see past all the mics. So this is the PRS SE A40E. Right off the bat, it's a little bit bigger. It's quite a bit thicker, as you can see, maybe like 40% thicker or something crazy like that. So it is a little harder for me to get my right arm around it. And the neck is a little bit thicker, but I actually think it's like a perfect amount of thickness. It's just a lot more comfortable for my left hand. And I've had it for an hour and a half, 2 hours now, and it has stayed in tune since then. And again, I'm not super big on specs and stuff, but the PRS SE AE series, they do still make them, so you can go read about them. This model is kind of in the middle. It is not a it's not the cheapest, it's not the most expensive one, it's somewhere in the middle. This was an almost $800 guitar, so about twice as much. So the real question is it actually worth that twice as much? So I'm going to go ahead and play that exact same thing and then give a couple of my final thoughts on it. Yeah, the added girth to the body adds a lot more low end. It lets it project a lot more. So there is that. It is a little bit louder. It does have a little bit more weight to it. And then just me writing and hanging out and just diddle-daddling on the guitar, that makes it a lot better than the Ibanez. And then especially since one of the main things I'm doing with my solo project this year is doing a little acoustic EP, this is probably gonna be a better guitar to use for that because it does have that extra weight. It will be a better centerpiece instead of just being something that fits in the mix. As you could probably tell, those bar chords are were a lot more comfortable for me. I didn't think about this before I started filming this video, but I normally don't play guitar with this ring on my hand, and it's huge and it's clunky, and it just makes playing guitar kind of hard. So I definitely should have taken it off, but here we are. But honestly, this neck is just way more comfortable. It's a much better size for my hand. While it is a little harder to get my arm around here, it's not that big of a deal. It's really not. So is it worth spending twice as much money on this guitar as opposed to the Ibanez? Absolutely. This thing is just so amazing. So I hope this was a pretty cool video for you guys. I had a lot of fun getting to mess around and compare and contrast the two guitars. If you want to have a good idea as to what my next couple videos are, my next video is going to be kind of going through the process of how to pick out an acoustic guitar, because I thought it was a little overwhelming, honestly, when I was trying to buy this guitar. There's just so many options out there, and especially during COVID when some guitar shops aren't open or they're not letting people even touch the guitars, it's a little overwhelming. And then from there, I'm also going to do a video about how to pick out a electric guitar. So hopefully those two videos particularly are really helpful for you guys. I'm going to be back into the habit of doing 2 or 3 videos a week. From now on, I'm not going to go the month that I just went before this video. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. Make sure to check out all that awesome stuff I mentioned earlier in the description of this video, and make sure to subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys next time.